Hello, everyone. Nice to see you today.
Hey, Garo.
Um, for those of you who are having problems with video, don't worry about it. Audio is just as good. I'm not sure if you all can hear me. If anyone is having any problems, please let us know. With that, I'll begin. Thank you for joining us today. Lovely familiar faces here, and possibly some new ones will be joining us soon as well. Um, as always, we hold these Q&A sessions for us to learn from one another, to listen to opinions. This is not a place for confrontation or arguments or disagreements and so forth. Here we are to share ideas and to learn from one another. This session is being recorded and will be shared on social platforms. If anyone requests, you're very welcome to switch off your video or whatever. Um, Also, I need to state that the opinions here reflect my own opinion, my personal opinion.
Enough,
They
enough.
do not reflect anything to do with proof of life or its associated stuff. So, I'd like to hear if anyone wants to start today with a question. This is a Q&A session, so if anyone has anything to ask, now is your chance.
Hello, it's Stephanie.
Hello, Stephanie.
I just had, of course, they're going to start barking. Sorry. Um, I've had people ask me this before, and I am curious what your thoughts are on this. As far as like,
I'm
it
not
went,
getting any sound.
oh, we can hear you.
We can hear you, Frank.
Is he muted?
No, he's not.
Hmm.
Go ahead, Stephanie.
Go
Sorry.
ahead. Okay, you're fine. So I know a lot of people that use like smudging, the smudge sticks to clear a house or to clear a space or to clear their own energy.
Not on yet? I'm not getting any sound.
And so, my question is, if you were to clear a space of
Oh boy.
negative energy, would you also clear anything good in that area?
Yeah.
Would would the good stay or would the good go? Um, and if you
No
cleared
sound
it,
in my
how
ears.
long would that clearing last before you would need to do it again? Or is it situational?
That's a wonderful question to open up the session with. It's a very deep, deep question. To begin from the end, it is situational, and every case is quite unique, although there might be some things in common. Now, I'm going to speak from my experience. Some people may say, no, we disagree with you. Fine, everybody's entitled to their opinion. The focus here and what I want, the bottom line, is for us to achieve the clearance, be it the house or the
Mhm.
property or the person or whatever. So whether you use a lettuce or a basil or a clearing stick, whatever you want to use, use. For me, the mission has to be accomplished. However, and after a lot of experience in this field, I've noticed that I don't use any such items. I don't use, some people say sage,
Mhm.
burn sage. Some people say bring in incense and so forth. I don't resort to any of these. all I do is I take my very simple old Bible, my grandfather's Bible, with me.
Mm-hmm.
And really, that is just for comfort. The way it works is sage and all of these, as far as I'm concerned, they are here on this
You don't
dimension.
remember what happened
On
today?
this dimension. So I don't see how they will affect something from another dimension.
Testing.
And I don't see how and what difference they would make. So uh, basically, from the
Don't you have
experience
a
of
sound
gone
part, a
through
little thing?
Yeah,
Video?
yeah,
sorry,
that's
on a few times, um, it is a power of the mind and the power of the faith. That's what you need to be able to deal with it. In addition to this, you need to be psychically attuned to be able to home in onto the situation
Mm-hmm.
and to bound it or bind it. I don't know what you say, but bound it, I think, and to, restrict it in such a way and push it out, remove it.
Does he see you?
Now,
Thanks.
the thing is, from my perspective, I do things a bit differently here. And here, some of my colleagues disagree with me as to why I follow this sort of path. What I do is I usually invite them to come into me, the energies or the entities,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm an empath. And I've noticed in the past, this is what occurs. And in fact, this is what had occurred without me even planning for it or asking for it. The first time it happened, it freaked me out. I must say, it's not a pleasant experience at all. But then I learned that in doing so, I can get them contained and trapped, as it were. And my helpers can remove them, disperse them. If I
Okay.
get too overwhelmed, and some of these energies are to be reckoned with, they are very, very powerful, then my dearest friend and also very gifted medium, Marie, who is with me usually on these sort of projects,
I
Mm-hmm.
had the same
she
problem
will
once
help
too.
me by offering me healing. So, what she does is she helps clear clear them out of me. This process is not easy at all, and there is some danger associated with it
Mm-hmm.
because you're taking on board something you don't know what it is. You're relying fully in trust of the other side, our blessed angels, that they will actually help you through this process. But it gets it done. It works. And so I've noticed it's a combination of faith, mental power, and psychic ability, the
Okay.
three combined. And that's why a lot of the times, with all due respect to the church, but when the priests go in with incense and start reciting prayers and so forth, it doesn't really get the job done. The the intrusion might back off for a little while, but then they will come back. So what you want is a solution that's once and for all eliminate, remove the intrusion. Now, once the intrusion is gone, whatever is left is really the energy of the household. If there is love in that house, it is retained, it's not
Okay.
gotten rid of. If the if there is goodwill, there is faith in people, that sort of thing, then all is retained. The only thing that's removed is the intrusion, nothing else.
Okay.
Um, did you want to ask me something else regarding this?
No, when you said, I'm just curious. When you said Marie does the healing, does she do? Is she like using Reiki healing or just energy healing? Does she have anything
No,
specific?
she just puts her hands on my shoulders,
Uh huh.
Because usually when I've got my this intrusive energy in me, I am no longer myself. I feel I want to. I feel like I'm gonna die. I feel I'm gonna suffocate.
Mhm.
It tears me apart. Um, I react in different ways. Sometimes I become angry. Sometimes I cry. All sorts of things. Uh, I like to think in a subjective way that the intruding energy realizes that it's stepped into a trap. Because once it's in,
Mhm.
it's stuck inside until the blessed helpers, the angels, whoever, they actually remove it.
Okay.
So what Marie does is she puts her hands and that's it. She doesn't do any Reiki, anything specific. She just puts her hands and
Yeah.
that generates the natural energy, healing energy from the other side.
Uh-huh.
It also helps ground me. When the process is finished, I'm usually quite beat, as if I've gone into the a ring with Mike Tyson. So
Oh
I'm
gosh.
usually, I'm usually in a bad way, and I need time to recover. And this is where Marie's touch helps me to come back very quickly. Yeah.
Okay. And then when you do this, is it every time you clear a house, you bring them in and then out? Is that how you do it each time? As they typically come in and then
Most of the time. But there are
okay.
times when I've had the alarm bells go off and I was prohibited from doing it by the
Oh,
other
okay.
side because it would be an energy that's not very pleasant. Let's
Yeah.
say downright evil.
That's what I was wondering. Yeah,
Yeah.
because that's
So when it's really twisted and evil, they don't want that to be associated with me. So what they do is they take over using my energy. So they act as a buffer, as it were, to protect
okay.
me. Uh, it has happened many times. And the thing is, when you go into a home with a disturbance such as this,
Mhm.
one should never underestimate what they're dealing with. If you go in arrogantly thinking, I can do this, no, you will pay a heavy price because we are dealing with intelligence that is far more complex than us,
Right.
and far more evolved than us. They are invisible. They can materialize into our domain. We can't do the other way around.
Hmm.
So they have a big advantage over us. Plus, a lot of them are shapeshifters. They are capable of changing their appearance, their tone, their vibration.
1, 2, 3.
They are capable of lying through their teeth.
Getting tested.
So one has to be very careful what to take on board from them. Um, so I don't usually listen to what they have to say. I ignore what they have to say because I know for a fact, in a very simple way, they are intruding. They are intrusive energies. So they are number one in violation of natural law. There is no justification for them to intrude in that manner. So that I know. Now, there is a difference. If, for instance, a murder has been committed
Hmm.
and a spirit wants to get attention, wants some sort of justice or whatever, now
Right.
that's a different thing. And I would usually feel something like that. I would
I
feel
was
that
gonna
there's
say,
some,
would you'd be able to distinguish between the energy?
They haven't asked you questions because they're all talking, so
yeah.
you can't get their
Mhm.
sound. And you must pick up on that you're not getting it. You got it on mute?
Sorry. Frank, can you hear us? Frank?
You write something in the chat, maybe?
Um, I can't focus when I'm doing this. Let me see.
Why is he asking to talk to you? Garo, I can't hear you. I don't know if you can hear me or not.
Yes.
We can hear you.
Okay, I can't hear you though for whatever reason. I'm trying to figure out the audio here, but I'm not getting any audio.
Uh,
Frank, I,
Type.
yeah,
Type him. He wants you to type him. He wants an email so you can talk to him. That way he can email you back. Fortunately, computers are not my forte. Yeah, it's up to you. Oh, well, he can hear you then. Okay, restart my device. I'll try that.
good.
Yeah, that's about it.
We have Liz with us, I know, but there's somebody else here. It just says iPhone and the number. Who is this, please?
Ronnie,
Hello?
can you hear me?
Yes?
Yeah, it's Ronnie.
Ronnie. Hello, Ronnie.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good.
Feel free to join us, Ronnie, if you have any questions, my dear.
Yeah, I may. I'm listening.
All right. In the last week, by the way, somebody was asking a question, and I didn't enter the conversation. It was in a group chat somewhere, in a different group, a group that I don't usually frequent, but I just saw the question being posted. And they asked a question about cremation. And the question comes in two folds. First of all, they asked, is cremation against Christianity? Second of all, they asked, will a cremated soul not find peace? So here I'm going to reverse the table and ask you, maybe Stephanie, if you're interested, or whoever is interested to give an opinion. What do you think about cremation?
um, this is Stephanie. I believe in cremation is just like if you were, to bury somebody, you're giving back. You're turning to ash, you're giving back your soul, you're not in there anymore. And I think
Nope.
that before you
Unstable
are
network
cremated,
connection.
that
Unstable?
um it doesn't matter. I just am very spiritual, and I just think that um you're done with your body, and I think that cremation is something that you're giving back. It's just like if you were to be buried, some people keep the ashes, some people release them, some people bury them. I think it's just a preference, and I think that that those souls are just, I think everybody just moves on.
Okay. Anyone else has an opinion on this? Liz, do you have
Garo,
any opinion?
can you hear me, Garo? This is Liz.
Yeah, yeah, we hear you.
Oh, okay. I agree with Stephanie. I've also heard that it's best to wait a few days like 2 or 3 days after you've passed before cremation takes place. And I'm not sure why. Do you have any idea?
Okay. First of all, yes, I agree. It's good to wait for a few days, especially for someone who's not quite prepared for the other side. So this way, the idea that they are no longer attached to that body or a part of that body really homes in. So they understand that they're now separate entities from that redundant body. It's gone. Okay, so I fully agree with that. I am for it. In some cultures, they believe that if a person dies today, they have to be buried on the same day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that is, everybody's free and entitled to their opinion. I prefer the other one. I prefer someone needs time. We're not just mechanical robots when we stop and that's it. Now, with regards to cremation and people who say it's against the Bible, against Christianity, I'm inclined to go to Corinthians 13 in the Bible, where the letter from Paul says, Corinthians 13, I assume it is about love. It's one of my favorite passages in the Bible. And it says, and though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burnt, and have not charity, it profits me nothing. Now, here is very interesting. Why would he say, give my body to be burnt? If it wasn't something that is acceptable and a practice which is done and expected. Frank, can you hear us now?
Yes, I finally managed
Okay.
to get your voice in here. Thank you.
Okay, lovely. Nice to see you both, boys.
Yes, good to see you.
You too.
Thank you. So, this is a very important aspect here because, Frank, we're talking about cremation. For your benefit, I'll just summarize very quickly.
Okay.
Stephanie and Liz asked uh, that should the deceased, be left for maybe 2 or 3 days prior to being cremated? And what good would that bring? And I am of the opinion personally that yes, it's a good idea to do that, not to rush the situation for them to become acclimatized with their new reality, with their new situation. They need time. That's how I feel. Uh, and I'll take your points of view once I finish the second part of this as well. Then there are people who say it's against Christianity. And I just read the passage here from Corinthians 13 in the Bible, which speaks about love. It was the letter Paul wrote to the Corinthians to explain love. And where he says, and though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burnt, and have not charity, it profiteth me nothing. So he makes a reference to his body being burnt, which shows me that it is a belief, it is acceptable. Otherwise, why would he say that? This is one of the disciples of Christ himself. The third point, some people tell me, no, it has to be ashes to ashes. Uh, okay, so what they're trying to say is you should not be cremated, you should go back to ashes. I'm going to be morbid here, forgive me, but we are being technical. But as far as I know, when one is buried, the body is now consumed by parasites and worms and so forth. There are no ashes. The only ashes that you can find is when somebody is actually cremated, and that reduces them to ashes. So that's my point of view on it. Of course, everybody's entitled. Um, what do you have to say, Frank?
Well, I think I agree with you. I mean, why not? Why not burn the body even back then? I mean, they say bury it, but no, it makes sense for cremation. I agree with you.
But don't you feel that if we do that, we are depriving the body from, well, the person from resurrection?
No, I don't think so. I think the body is just of the earth here, and that has nothing to do with it. Our soul goes off. It doesn't need the body.
I agree with you. I mean, how is somebody going to resurrect when a million worms had actually consumed them? So
That's right.
it defies, it's beyond logic, and it's
Yes,
really more towards illogical. So, as far as I'm concerned, uh, a lot of the religions in the world, they encourage cremation. In the Hindu religion, the
yes,
Buddhism, and so forth, they encourage cremation because that is the purification. And I feel that that is a very viable option.
yes.
Do you have any questions for me?
Um, Not at the top of my head right now.
All right. Okay.
I'm still getting over just I can make actually made it on here to talk to you.
Right.
Um, what about the animals? Do you believe they have souls?
Absolutely. In my case, I had a dog, a little pug that was 17 years old, and we had to put her down. And maybe a week or two after we put her down, we have another dog, a second dog, and it was making these strange whiny noises, which I haven't heard before. And I thought, oh, that's odd. So I went over to see what she's up to. And she was looking straight into our computer room where I'm sitting here and just kept on looking, staring there. I'm like, oh, that's weird. So I thought, I'm going to take a picture of this with my phone. And I did. And our little pug, at least I see her, my wife sees her, and there was an outline of the pug right where she always used to sit right beside me in the computer room there. So
Wow.
I do believe that anything that breathes, any and has soul, will go to the other side, not just humans.
Yeah. Stephanie, do you believe they have souls?
Absolutely. 100%. Yes.
What makes you say that?
Um, I guess it's just the connection like that I felt. I still feel connection even with pets that have passed on. And just you just look in their eyes and you can just tell, and like Frank says, at times, you think that they're right there with you still. Um, yeah, no, definitely. Um, yeah, crossed over. I mean, even having, you know, conversation with you a while back, and a family member talking about how they were there with their uh their dog, from before, and no, I truly believe that when they cross just like we do, and we will see them again.
Okay.
Yes.
That's so well
Mhm.
put. Thank you.
Hmm.
And anyone else wants to share anything, guys?
Bill, do you have anything?
Um, yeah, what do I got? This is my instances.
My
I can't.
father, when he but when he was still living, we had a dog, a cocker spaniel named Lady, and he had said that he saw her and felt her, and she like slipped under his legs, and he petted her. So I definitely believe that dogs go across. Also,
That's remarkable, beautiful.
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
I think they're more in tune than humans. I think this is even more natural for them to cross over.
And finally, Liz, if you want to participate or if you have anything to say on this, you're very welcome.
Well, I agree with all of them. I haven't personally witnessed that or felt it, um, but I know Stephanie has, and she told me about it with her mom. I'm definitely, yeah, animals go to heaven. They cross over, and we will see them again for sure.
That's beautiful. I agree with all of you. Forgive me here, Frank, I forgot your brother's name.
It's Bill. Sorry, I should have
Bill.
introduced him.
Bill, would you like to say something as well? You're very welcome.
Yeah, I agree with you guys too. I believe in that they have souls, and like Frank said, that they're pretty connected. Uh, you know, yeah, for sure.
And
Absolutely.
I think as humans we have all these filters, but I think the animal kingdom they don't have these filters. It's just natural, straight through. That's my thought.
Absolutely. 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 I um I agree with all of you. Uh Without philosophizing too much here, with the state of affairs in the world and how humans are carrying themselves right now, I think we believe ourselves to be far more superior than animals. I don't like to term us as animals. I think it would be an insult to the animal kingdom. I think animals are way too refined, way too pure for us. We don't deserve them. They are advanced being, very empathic, very sensitive, and very advanced souls as well. We take them for granted, and while we should be appreciating them and learning from them. If only we could humble ourselves to take them on board and learn from them. There is so much to explore, so much to learn from here. I will never ever forget that little boy who fell into the gorilla enclave, if you remember, in the zoo,
Yeah,
Yes,
and how the female gorilla took him,
protected.
protected him.
yeah, yeah,
Now, you want to tell me this is intelligence? No, intelligence would dictate that this gorilla should dismember the boy and consume him.
Yes, yes.
yeah,
You want to tell me it's instinct? No, it's not instinct. Because instinct, what does instinct say about this? First of all, instinct in the animal kingdom is to eat. They need to eat to survive.
yeah,
Instinct is there's an intruder here, be it a small man or a big man or whatever. So this is compassion. Compassion comes from the soul, from the heart. This among so many things out there. We conveniently, and I'm not here to condemn anybody who consumes meat, for instance, and I'm sorry if I have to refer to this. Everybody's free to do what they want. But I've heard stories from abattoirs where how the animals know what they're up against. They know that the end is coming for them and how they behave. Of course, we, the public, are kept in the dark about this because what they want us to see is Ronald McDonald and the fun part. They
yeah,
never show us the sad part of it, that the animals know what to expect. They know that they are going to be slaughtered, and they're not happy about it. They cry. You see tears in their eyes. So, anyone who says to me that animals don't have soul, I look them in the eye. I know that they are the ones without a soul. It's not the animal. because it takes one to know one. If you have a soul, you recognize the soul in the animal.
Huh.
I
Can I
hope.
say something?
Yes, please do, Bill.
I have something bizarre to say here. It sounds very bizarre. You might think I'm crazy, but I was cooking dinner one night, uh, a couple of weeks ago, and I was making a chicken cordon bleu. I stuck it into the oven. I pulled it out when it was done, and I was standing there, and I heard this noise. I'm getting goosebumps talking about it. I heard this noise, chirp, 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 and I'm thinking, what the heck is going on? So I'm looking around, going, where is it coming from? And I hear it's coming from, I put it on top of the stove. And I got closer and closer to the chicken. I know it sounds bizarre, but this is what happened. I heard chickens, little baby chickens, chirping away, chirp, 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 like, you know, how the little chickens
Yeah,
chirp.
yeah.
And I thought, Bill, are you losing your mind? I just cooked some chicken here, and I hear little chicks chirping. I thought this is just too much. Like I've never experienced this before. But I've always had a feeling sometimes mentally I'm eating chicken or meat and I can get grossed out by it sometimes. Just the thought that I'm eating an animal. It comes and goes, you know, like we have to eat, I eat, but every now and then there's this time when I'm thinking I get grossed out and I have to stop eating. It just grosses me out. It's bizarre, but that chicken, I don't know how that happened. That was very strange. Yeah, I don't know if you've ever heard anything like that before.
Bill, thank you for sharing with us. I appreciate it. Number one thing, I don't find it bizarre at all.
No?
Uh, I know probably the sound is not originating from the carcass because it's
Hmm.
just been cooked, it's killed, and so forth. However, you probably are picking up either psychically or in an audible way something from the other side as a message. You're becoming attuned. And because this is touching your heart here, that this chicken probably left these little chicks behind.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you weren't that way inclined, you wouldn't pick it up. So, as I said earlier, it takes somebody with a soul to feel the soul of an animal. You obviously have a lot of soul in you. I experienced something, but not, I didn't hear it, but about 8 years ago, no more, about 10 years ago, forgive me. I watched something on YouTube because I was a big meat eater and a chicken eater and so forth. I was watching something on YouTube, and this guy was playing a violin to a bunch of cows in a field.
I saw that.
You saw that. And
Yeah.
they came up and they were listening to him. And I looked at them, the innocence of their faces, the way they were absorbed and so forth.
Yeah. Yeah.
That stopped me eating meat for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
I'm a pescatarian now. I eat seafood and I eat vegetarian stuff. I haven't touched a chicken or meat since then.
Wow. Mhm.
Yeah, because it just doesn't sit well with me. And you know
Yeah.
what? In the modern day world now, there's a vast, huge menu that caters for people of my palate. So I'm not missing anything.
Mhm.
Uh, so I'm perfectly fine because I get the burger, which is a vegetarian burger. I could swear it's meat. I've had arguments with the restaurant. I've told them, yeah,
Yeah.
this, are you sure this isn't meat? They'd say, yes, we're sure. So I'm not missing anything.
Right.
So yeah, well done to you. That's a lovely experience. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you for telling me that.
Yeah, that's the thing here. Never ever doubt yourselves because we live in a world of 2 plus 2 equals 4, which is made up by us, by man.
Yeah.
The universe is anything but 2 plus 2 equals 4. If we were to come out of our safety zone a bit and see the world beyond, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Everything is beyond us. Only a few years ago, people were baffled that they actually found life on another planet in the form of a bacteria. I take it for granted. Why shouldn't there be?
Yeah,
You know, there's trillions and trillions of infinite galaxies out there and so forth. Whoever thought that we were alone here? That's so limited. So never
yeah,
ever limit yourself. You hear chicks, you feel a tap, you hear a sound, you come into a room and you see somebody, whatever you experience, don't doubt yourself. Just be appreciative that you are picking up something from the world unknown, world unseen, which is
yeah,
beautiful, beautiful.
yes, it is. Huh. Wow. Yeah, yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing what, like you say, when you open yourself up to this type of thing, that almost pretty well fiction is not fiction anymore. It seems like it's reality. I mean, reality seems to be crazier than these fiction novels. You know, life can be so different that we don't see.
Yeah,
Um, I experienced something just last week. Also, I've had a lot of experiences lately since my mom passed, and I talked to you about it. Um, I had things are moving for me too.
good.
It's another thing I don't like telling people because they go, "I'm crazy." um, but I could be sitting there watching TV and something will start just moving by itself. Um, I had a witness with me, and I'm thank God she was there. We were talking, and this cooler I had next to me, because I have a kidney problem, so I have to drink a lot of water. And there was a little tab on this cooler, and it started flipping by itself. And I was looking at it, and my neighbor was looking at it, and we thought, what the heck is going on here? And instead of grabbing my phone and filming it like Frank did with his dog, I was amazed at what was happening, going, how could this happen? What is going on here? And it went on for a minute. And I reached out and stopped it with my finger. And I thought, well, gee, I'm not psychically gifted. Is there an energy here? Is it mom? Is it my neighbor's mom? She's gone too. I didn't know what to expect, but all these strange little occurrences are happening, more and more, it seems like. Yeah.
Well, the
Well,
more you open up. Sorry.
I've also had occurrences. A week after my mother passed away, I was still, I mean, I'm still distraught about it, and she died in 2016. I
Of
was
course.
getting ready to go to the dentist, and I was like crying, sad. I was looking in my makeup mirror, and the
Mhm.
makeup mirror started crying. And I
Oh,
have documented it. I took a picture of it. So my mother and I were crying together. It was absolutely, I mean, I never really thought about it before then, but when my mom died, I started reading books and talking to mediums. But that was the first experience that happened. The mirror was crying. I have
oh,
pictures of it. About a week later, my mom and I always had coffee together where we enjoy having coffee and talking when she was living. I talked to my daughter. I said, why don't you come over? We'll have a cup of coffee. She said, fine. So earlier that morning, I made a fresh pot of coffee. The grounds were in there, they were still wet. Okay. My daughter comes over. We walk over to the coffee machine to make some coffee. I opened it up. It was filled to the top with fresh, dry coffee.
no.
It just totally blew me away. I could
Wow.
not believe that my mother actually, from somewhere, she came down and she made coffee. She didn't put the water in, but she put coffee grounds in there. And I still
Good.
have that coffee to this day. I carry it around with me.
Aha, right.
So with
Wow.
with those two signs, I mean, and I tell people this, I mean, most people, the majority of people don't believe it. They think I'm wacko, but I saw it. It's real.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
So
yeah, sure.
that's a major change in my life that I definitely started, you know, finding
Yeah.
her, talking to her. And I've done the things like leave me pennies, leave me dimes. I mean, I'm always trying to talk to her. Sometimes I think I see her in the lights. Sometimes I'm wondering, is that her? Am I dreaming? But yeah, there's definitely something out there. I mean,
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
For
yeah.
sure.
I
yeah, I
believe
mean,
that.
I know it.
Yes.
Jeez.
What about you,
That's
Stephanie? Anything you want to share? Sorry to put you under the spotlight all of a sudden. You don't
I,
have to. You don't have to if you don't want to. Sorry.
oh, that's okay. I'm just trying to think because there's just a lot of different things that have happened over the years. I can't think of just one.
Okay, perhaps if you recall one, you can share it with us a bit later. Don't worry.
Yeah, 'cause, I mean, yeah, I mean, I can think of just one that was just really different. I was, oh well, another time because I'll get too
Okay.
emotional.
Don't worry. Don't worry
Never
at all.
mind.
No worries. Uh,
Okay.
well, I'd
Can I
like
just
to.
say one? Sorry,
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah, yeah,
Garo.
yes, please go ahead, Frank.
Actually, I was going to bring up, and I remember you requested sending a picture of my mom there in an ultrasound picture.
Yes.
Uh, I was just going to tell everybody there that in my mind, when I knew my grandson was going to be born, I was asking my mom if she could show up in the ultrasound picture. And so I was curious. So when it finally came through, I was looking at it, looking, and boom, there she was. She was in the right
Wow.
hand corner there, and like I showed it to my wife. Everyone agreed with me. I mean, some people might not see it, but we definitely see her there.
I
Not crystal
definitely saw
clear.
her as well.
You yes, you told me you saw her.
I saw her. You shared the photo of your blessed mom on the other side in the scan, and
That's
it's
right. Yes,
obvious as anything. There is
yes,
she's standing there. So it's
yes.
just so beautiful. So sorry to interrupt. It's there.
Yeah, no, no, and that's basically. I was just going to say that in my mind, I asked her to come through, and I believe she came through there.
That's so
Uh,
wonderful.
and that was like incredible validation. But with validations is interesting because you can have the most incredible validation, and you're still asking for more.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
But we miss them, Frank. We've gone, I think, I mean, you guys all here in this group are very open-minded. We've gone over the proof of life. We do believe that there is something there.
Yes,
But
yes,
what we want really is the connection because we miss them.
yes.
yes,
So it's no longer the validation as such, but it's
right,
the link. So,
yes.
Right.
Ronnie, I'd like to come to you first here.
Sure.
Um, the mirror crying, the tears, how did that
Yes.
make you feel? How did you feel afterwards?
At first, I was very, very scared.
Okay.
I mean, who sees a mirror crying?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if I could do it now, but I do have a picture that I could send to you of the mirror. I was scared and then I was relieved because I just knew my mother was crying too. I don't
Okay.
know if she was crying for me because I was sad or if she was crying that she was sad, but it was actually wet tears coming from the top of the mirror.
How
Jeez.
about how about I'm gonna follow my heart on this. How about I say they're tears of joy?
Yeah,
Could be, maybe.
yeah,
Well, I know for a fact they are. Because once
Well,
we are on the other side, there's a minimal chance of us being sad as such. They do miss us, of course, trust me, they do.
yeah,
But the joy of the connection is what's significant here.
Right. Yeah, I'd
Okay.
love to think that.
So that's number one. The fear is natural.
Scared. Yeah.
The
Wow.
fear
Uh-huh.
is perfectly a natural reaction. Trust me, any medium I know, any healer I know, they tell me, God, I was startled. I got scared. I got to jump. I got scared. It's natural. If I was to walk into a home with a disturbance and I say, look, I'm not scared, then I'm an idiot because you don't know what you're up against. This is something that defies our logic. So we do get scared. It's natural. But once we go past the scared, then we appreciate what it is. It is a link. So please appreciate it. And my heart tells me, I swear from the bottom of my heart, that this was a connection of joy, not sadness.
Well, thank you. That
Okay?
makes me feel pretty good. Really
Absolutely.
good.
Absolutely, my dear. Now,
Mhm.
one thing to watch out for is I know we might be excited about sharing with people, friends, family. Look, I had this sort of experience. Sadly, the law of too much truth brings ignorance comes in play here. Most people react negatively because a they cannot compute, they're not open enough, they reject it, what they don't know doesn't hurt them, and all sorts of nonsense. I recommend personally that you share it with only the people who are enlightened, for them to be shared with, who will appreciate it, because unfortunately when sharing with the ignorant, it becomes polluted. They will destroy the context, they will destroy the value of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's my opinion. I've learned over the years. Ironically, some of my best friends in life come from the scientific world. I've got aeronautics engineers, medical doctors, surgeons who are my best friends. But they know that they keep themselves in their world. I keep myself in my world. We may respect the middle ground. They tell me, we don't know your world. We don't understand where you're coming from. But you know what? We like you. You're a warm, lovely person. We like you. And I say, you're the same. So we keep our opinions to ourselves because if I want to open up and discuss an experience with them, even though I've been 40 plus years in the field, they may not take it on board, and that will ruin the friendship and relationship.
Right. My own husband, I mean, I think in a way we have shared a couple of signs that we believe were my mother. We were in a room and the fan was on, and then all of a sudden the fan starts going crazy, and there's lights that are kind of blinking. I mean, I think my mom has come to me in the past in lighting. Like I'll just look up in a corner, and I don't know if I'm like like maybe a lot of times it's when I'm in bed at night. My mind is clear from the day. I'll see lights up there, but the fan started going crazy. But I really believe that he doesn't. And he's seen the picture of the mirror and he's seen the coffee, but it's like almost he just like can't grasp. I don't think he actually believes me. He just can't get to that point, and he has seen evidence. So I'm definitely with you. I mean, I would never just bring this up and talk to people that I think aren't spiritual because they'll tell me out of my mind.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I could relate to that.
yeah,
They
Yeah.
do actually affect uh, electricity and components that use electricity. They do have an effect on that. I don't know how they do it. But years ago, when I started to opening to open up at a different level in the work that I'm doing, and lights would flicker around me in the house. And
right.
it was disturbing me. Like, what the hell did the builder do here? How can they get it so wrong that the lights are always having problems with the lights? And
Mm.
then my wife was complaining about it. She said, This is a very shoddy job. It can't be serious. Lights would dim, start up, flicker. So I called electricians on numbers of occasions to try and solve the problem. They couldn't find the problem. And in the end, one day I was having a conversation with a very famous medium friend of mine. She's on television and so forth, a very, very dear friend of mine. And she picked it up and she said, Garo, are you having lights flickering in your home? And I said, yes.
Wow.
And she said, it almost follows you around wherever you are. That's when it's happening. I said, yes. And she said, you haven't put two and two together, you potato. I, I started to laugh. I
Right,
started to laugh. And she said, that's all there is to it. Stop calling electricians or whatever. That's what it is. It's your psychic energy and it's them from the other side. Uh, it was the it was the beginnings of my transition into becoming an exorcist as well. So it was their way of letting me know that we are here, we are around you. Because if you embark in that sort of path, you do need all the support and assurance that you can get.
right,
Hmm.
right.
So, Bill, I wouldn't be surprised if it's your blessed mum making these subtle changes with that thing, whatever it was moving.
Yeah.
So don't rule it out. Don't be scared. Next time it happens, address it. Say, Mom, if that's you,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I do many times. I'll talk to the air
yeah.
and go, it's one thing after another. Uh, I just got to ask you, had another weird little occurrence walking through the forest. Um, I saw, which I thought was a bike behind me, with a light shining on me. So I turned around. I was with a friend walking, and there was no bike there, but everything on the ground turned gold. And then I asked the person I was with, look at that. Everything is gold. And she says, I don't see anything. And I'm thinking, oh, okay, this must be a message for me, I guess, because she doesn't see it. And I know I see this. So we kept walking, and I was scratching my head, going, oh, that was interesting. And all of a sudden, about 15 minutes later, out of the sky came this thing between the trees are 100 feet tall in the forest there. Out of from the sky came down this, it was all gold. It looked like gold leaves coming down. And I looked at the ground, and everything around me was gold. And I asked the person I was with again, I says, can you see this? She says, I don't know what you're talking about. So I says, Bill, to myself, don't bring this up. This is obviously for me to see because this person does not see it. And I've been trying to research that. That is it rejuvenation? Mom had passed, starting over, but the gold must mean something. Where the leaves and the ground and everything was gold color. You
Wow.
know, it was strange things like that.
I don't find it strange at all. I find it a blessing. It's absolutely beautiful.
It felt good. It felt
Absolutely beautiful.
in between. Yeah, yeah.
Uh, this is after Mom had passed, isn't it?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. Look, in all honesty, I don't usually remember the sessions that I do. Uh, I don't retain memory of them. Maybe
Okay.
bits and pieces here. I do remember Frank sharing the photo with me. I'm deeply honored and privileged. But I do know, and I've got goose pimples all over saying this. I do know that your mum is a beautiful, beautiful soul.
Oh, yes.
Okay? And I do know that she loves you guys from
Hmm.
the other side. I do know. And there's nothing to stop that love from resonating even stronger from the other side to here.
Uh-huh.
So here, I wouldn't be surprised if it's her sending you these symbols, these signs to give you the
Yes.
assurance. Because,
Yes.
with all due respect to you, Bill, perhaps mom knows you better than I do, but I wouldn't be surprised if mom knows that you have it in you the need to feel that reassurance, despite
You're
the,
right.
yeah.
You're right.
So
Yeah.
what does she do? She obliges you with gold.
Mm,
Gold
right.
in spirituality is very, very, very unique and very important. Very
Hmm.
important. It indicates a lot of things. It indicates a higher form of spirituality. And I know Blessed Mom is a woman of faith and very spiritual inside.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yes.
So, how else would she present herself but with gold? She's made of gold herself.
Mm,
Yes. Yes. Thank
mm,
God. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
The number one thing I must congratulate both you, Ronnie, everybody here. Whatever happens, always kindly remember this moment that we're discussing now. Curb your fear because you're going to spoil the moment. Curb your fear. Because I tell you what, if the other side want to hurt you, they certainly can. And I've been physically hurt by them. Okay.
Really.
Oh, yes. So, but then that is my path, my choosing, my whatever. They will not
Right.
hurt any of you at this sort of level. I'm up against something different here. So,
Hmm.
so please remember, do not fear. Your instinct immediately is to what the hell is going on? What's calm down, take a breath, and
right.
enjoy the moment like a fine wine, because that's it. It's gonna last for a few seconds, a minute,
Yes.
and that's it. It's gonna be gone.
Yes. Yes. Very
It is,
fleeting.
I'm sorry.
It's very fleeting.
Oh, good. It
Yeah.
is.
Right.
Well, I also would like to add a point here. Uh, I can't remember who here said I was talking to, I think it was you, Bill, talking to my mom, talking to the air.
Yes.
Okay. Now, I'd like to bring this into context here for us to adapt and learn from this. And I'm so glad you said what you said because this is going to be subject of my article by next one. And I was planning it today, by the way. There is no talking to air. Just because you can't see the person because they are now of a different vibration doesn't mean that they're not there.
Right.
So, assuming I meet a blind man, assuming I have the honor to meet Stevie Wonder, and
Yeah.
Stevie Wonder who is completely blind. Now, Stevie Wonder is talking to air because he can't see me, but it doesn't mean I don't exist.
True.
By the same token, please take this on board as well. You're never
Okay.
talking to air. They hear you, they feel you. I laugh and giggle with my mom. And Ronnie, I am just like you. I used to have coffee with my mom every single day.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? Yeah.
Yeah.
So lovely. So
And now,
nice.
and now, even though she's not with me, I make my coffee and I sit there and I address her and I say, Mom, I wish you were here to have a coffee with me, but you know what? I know you're here. I feel you. And I'm going to enjoy this cup of coffee thinking of you.
Right. Yeah.
Don't let it stop you.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Right.
Incidentally, all these people who put these boundaries to try and say, this is illogical, this is not normal, this is this, and this is that, are the very people who come from illogical minds themselves.
Hmm.
Because I can't see anyone in this group building a nuclear weapon, building any sort of weapon, taking somebody's life, or bringing harm to this planet, and so forth.
Yeah.
So there's a double standard here. Don't fall for the trap.
Right. 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 Oh, I'm glad to hear this. I'm really glad to hear this because it just maybe I talking to friends, like you said, you you figure out people that you can talk to about this and people that are either against it or don't have their minds open towards these subjects, you know.
Yeah.
It's yeah, yeah,
When I was at school, I was fascinated by the subject. I was, what, 12, 13 years old. And I was in a night school, whatever you call it, where I used to sleep at the school. So
Oh,
so they uh, I had so many questions for them, and it was a Catholic school in Lebanon. And although I'm not class Catholic, actually I'm Armenian Protestant by origin. So
okay.
my dad and mom, they chose to put me there. Maybe they disliked me. I don't know. So
Uh-huh.
so anyway, in that school, um, they they didn't really like me because I had questions. And one day I acquired this book on the paranormal, and it was a struggle to read this because it was in French. The subject was taboo. I don't know how I found it in a library. I couldn't make sense of it. I used to have a dictionary with me to make sense of some of the things, and they confiscated the book.
Oh,
And when
Wow.
yeah, they confiscated it, and they did it in such a sneaky way. I went to look in my drawer, and it's no longer there. And the other students asked me, in a very nasty way, "Oh, where's your book?" Patronizing.
oh, yeah.
So I was led to the headmaster's office, and the headmaster made me feel terrified. He said, "We are a school, a Christian school here. We do not believe in such devilish things. Do you understand? We will never
Yes.
tolerate you bringing anything of this nature into the school."
Mm.
And blah and blah and blah. And then he threw the book in front of me into the trash and dismissed me. I was spared the beating because that's what they used to do. When I left the school, because of the war in Lebanon, I moved to another school, and years and years and years later, I met someone who was at the school round about the same year when I was there. The school, incidentally, was run by priests. And he told me, he said, "Did you ever hear about the controversy surrounding the school?" I said, "No." He said, "You didn't hear about the priests who had molested many of the children?"
Oh, wow.
I said, "No, I had not." And he said, "Well, that's actually happened." These are the very same people who are pointing their fingers at me, saying that I come from a devilish sort of mentality.
Hypocrites.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah?
Right.
And that's what they're
Wow.
doing.
Yeah.
What I did in return is I equipped myself to be able to handle this sort of ignorance for the future. And I read the New Testament 7 times to educate myself, to learn. Of course, I absolutely love the New Testament and the teachings of Christ, but I also wanted to learn so that I am better equipped. Should they ever point their fingers at me, I know how to reply and what to say. So
Right.
there's the hypocrisy of it.
I think
Right.
it's fear based.
Fear based, absolutely. Fear based.
Yeah. Yeah.
They tell you there's hell, you're going to burn forever. And then they
Yeah,
tell you God is a loving God. Hang on a minute. How can he be a loving God and burn somebody forever?
that's right.
Yeah.
I mean, okay,
Yeah.
personally, I hate anyone who wrongs children or who hurts children. Anyone who hurts children, I would be happy to see them suffer, as would anybody else. But how much is enough? 1 week of suffering? Burning? 2 weeks? 1 month?
Yeah.
6 months? Can I sit there, be a loving Garo, and have next door to me, I know somebody's burning for 6 months, 8 months?
Mhm.
No,
Yeah. Yeah.
there's a limit. But when they tell you you'll burn for eternity, oh, come on, spare me.
It just doesn't make sense. It
Yeah.
just
Right.
does.
It doesn't.
Right.
It doesn't.
No.
So you can both be assured, boys, that there's no hell after this.
No, oh, I don't think there is anyways.
No. I think we make our own hell.
Not to say that there's things that you might have to come to terms with, but not this brimstone hell
Oh, yeah.
nonsense.
Absolutely. Number one, I agree with you, Bill. We create our hell here, we create our heaven here.
Yeah.
You have been given the tools, everybody else has been given the
Yeah.
tools. We create our reality here. And also, due to fortunate or unfortunate circumstance, as my grandmother put it one day, and she said, Earth is the poor man's hell and the rich man's heaven.
Mhm.
If you have money, you have money to eat, you have medication. If you're poor, you'll struggle to get both.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
here,
yeah.
uh, I go back to you, Frank, and absolutely, you will have to answer to things that you've done. You don't just get scot free away from everything. There is a natural law that has to be respected.
Yes.
But how and what are the consequences? Nobody knows.
Mhm.
Nobody knows how it works up there. We can only speculate, and I get some information sometimes.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I could only think that really vile people on the planet here must go to I don't know, an area with other people that are in that same vibration um, until they can figure out how they can cleanse their soul and redeem themselves somehow. I don't know.
Do you want a short answer or a long answer to this? A long, funny answer or a short answer?
Anyone,
Either one,
either one.
Okay. My wife is in education. She's a deputy head of school. In her school, there's it's a mix, international mix, different nationalities, different religions. So one day, this Arab guy and this Israeli guy, little boys, had an argument in the playground. Stupid argument, politics. They watch television and they think macho stuff. So anyway, they're having an argument. It ends up into almost an altercation. So my wife calls them into her office, sits them down, and I said, "How did you resolve it?" She said, "Garo, I spoke nonstop for 2 hours. They were bored out of their head. By the time I finished,
Oh.
they hugged each other and they left. They just literally ran out of the office because for them that was hell. Sitting and listening to her for 2 hours, believe me. So, so I've been made to feel, and I've always believed that the most vile of people, assuming let's say somebody who is a murderer, when they go to the other side, they their hell is basically sitting to be made to sit down and to be confronting or dealing with the person that they've wronged, the person's family, their loved ones, their pets, everything, so that they can see how their actions had a ripple effect and what
Yeah.
devastation they had caused. And
Mhm.
I think this in itself is perhaps uh, a punishment, but also a blessing to teach. This is how I see it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yes, I believe they're shown their wrongs, and
Yeah,
that affects them
yeah.
in a way that
Yeah.
we can't understand here.
Well, because we must remember something here. Ultimately, as the Bible says, we came from the image of God. From God we came, to Him we return. So even Adolf Hitler, as scumbag that he is, he will have to eventually be the piece of the puzzle that fits the grand picture.
Mhm.
Eventually. But him taking so many lives and causing so much carnage, it will take an eternity, I believe.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, you took the words right out of my mouth. This is crazy because you're talking and I'm thinking Adolf Hitler. I'm thinking this. I'm going, how is he going to apologize or talk to 7 million people that he's ruined lives, killed people, and then you come up with this right away? Yeah, look at it. Hitler, like that would be, yeah, what?
That
But
was
in the
one of
bigger picture, was that meant to be? I don't know.
Yeah, contract or something. Yeah,
contract.
yeah, like I once read that there's people that do these things like the Dahmers and
Murders.
Adolf Hitler, that there's it's like a soul contract that they come here and they're doing this for a reason, I suppose. Um, yeah, that's where I get the contract from. Yeah. So I don't know how much truth there is to it, but yeah.
Would you like my opinion, or do you want?
Yes, I'd love it.
Uh, there is no such thing as a soul contract.
Okay.
Okay, because it's absolute nonsense. I
Hmm.
mean, before I came here, um, I'm not going to take me as an example. It's going to be a bit gruesome here what I have to share. But did 6 million Jews, for instance, sign a contract to be gassed and dismembered and killed in that way?
Hmm.
No.
Hmm.
Do females who get raped every day throughout the world, have
Hmm.
they signed up to contract for this? No. What about the baby who gets a cancer and their parents are falling apart? I've attended to such situations before. It is beyond painful. It is beyond painful. I don't see anybody had signed any contract for that. Absolute rubbish. I
Okay.
think, unfortunately, with scumbags like that Hitler fellow and others who are like him, they're twisted individuals. They may be affected by the dark side on the other side. It's very easy for us to become influenced or attuned.
Uh-huh.
Little bits of pieces come through once in a while, and we learn that, for instance, in the case of Hitler, he had been consulting with occultists and so forth. So God knows
Hmm.
what he's been up to. God knows what he's tuning into. But
Hmm.
such a power doesn't come from a human being only. So I do
Hmm.
believe in that. I do believe that there is something else here.
Hmm.
I interviewed and I have also had many sessions with soldiers and people from battle who had actually been in battle. And they tell me some of the stuff that they had done, they don't actually recall doing it.
Hmm.
You see, they don't recall that this was them. They can't bring themselves to understand how could I have behaved this way?
Hmm.
So that's unfortunately, there's so much for us to discover. There's so much about the mind we need to learn,
Yeah. Yes.
psychology, mind, and so forth.
Yeah. Wow.
Anyone wants to share anything? Liz, Stephanie, Ronnie, please feel free.
Well, there was a time my mom had lived with me for a while, and then there was a time that she was having a problem walking and lifting. So she went into an assisted living place that was maybe 5 or 10 minutes from me. And she had a very, very good friend. My father had died. He had been dead he passed away in 2013. She died in 2016. So maybe it was around 2015 or so. So she had a really good girlfriend. They hung out, they had their meals together. Her name was B. I remember my mom had passed already, and I ended up, I don't know, maybe it was like 6 months later, but I called the assisted living place and I wanted to talk to B. So I asked to speak to her, and they told me that she had passed away. And I remember, oh, this leads to another conversation. I don't want to be monopolizing the whole uh, chat we're having. And I remember the whole room. It's like someone has said the hairs on their arms stood up. The whole room went like crazy. It was kind of like vibrating. It was almost like B was there with me when I heard that she had passed away. So I don't know if it was B that was coming through to make me feel this way, or my mom that was coming through. But I did have an experience one day, another real experience, nothing that I could prove. Um, My mom, in the end, she had some arthritis and it was hard for her to handle her cell phone. I mean, she did, she would make some phone calls. But I was home one day in my kitchen, not far after she passed away, and she actually, the phone rang. It said Mom's cell. Phone rang. I picked it up. She didn't speak, but I heard her hands on the phone. So she actually tried to place the phone call. And I've heard that that other people that happens, and maybe it's something like through the electric or through the wires. But I definitely heard something on the other end. Now, since then, for hundreds of times, I've called her number and I can't get anything. There's nothing. I mean, maybe someday again she'll call me. But that was absolutely another incident that just verifies to me. Now I can't validate it. I mean, with my the mirror and the coffee, I have the coffee. I have pictures of the mirror, so I have that. But this was something that actually happened. I don't know if it has happened to any of you guys, but it was so unbelievable to see Mom's cell and like hear her hands on the phone. So, mm,
Yeah. Wow.
yeah, yeah,
I haven't had a phone call yet, but I'm waiting.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, maybe you'll get, I hope you get one.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's
mean, I
great.
would love, yeah, I'd love to hear my mother's voice. My son actually has, he saved some of her voicemails or some of her conversations.
You know,
And he sent me one just to hear her voice again.
wow.
Yeah, I didn't. Maybe, you never think. My mother wasn't really sick. I mean, she wasn't healthy, but I didn't think that she was going to pass away.
Mhm.
In fact, I was supposed to see her like the day after she passed. So, it's always afterward. So I don't know if that's what makes me feel a little bit more that, connect. I mean, I guess I think that I was a good daughter, but then, life gets in the way of things. I remember um, I would take my mother, she had a foot surgery. And when we were in the doctor's office, I would take her from the waiting room. They had like a shoe store there with like, orthotic types of shoes. And she would want to go in. And so many times I wouldn't take her in because I was hurrying or whatever. I had to get back to work, blah, blah, blah. And, it's like things like that that I wonder, you think, am I forgiven for not doing as much? I mean, I believe that she knows that I love her, that she loves me, but I hope that she forgives me. So, I mean, it's a silly thing, very silly, because I was a good daughter, to my mom and my dad. But I'm assuming that they have forgiven me. So,
For sure. Yeah.
right. And
Ronnie,
even though that was a small thing, I mean, not taking your mother into a shoe store, come on. I mean, we would have lunch together, we would hang out together. I took her to the beauty parlor together. We had so many wonderful, wonderful times, and I'm assuming that she realizes that. She's probably listening to me right now, as all of your loved ones probably are, and hearing that you love them and you're concerned with them and you believe that they love you and they're communicating. But yeah, it's this whole thing is very, very interesting. So,
would anyone like to say anything before I share my thoughts?
I don't think there is any forgiving. When you love somebody there, you love them unconditionally, and especially on that side there, that's not relevant anymore. She loves you, you love her, and I think that's the only thing that really matters.
Yeah, I think so. I hope so. I believe so.
Yeah, well, I hope so.
I mean, I'm not a big, we talk about these people, how could Hitler do this? How could rapists do it? I mean, I think I just saw on TV a guy that was I didn't think he was a businessman in New York, married 37 years, but he killed 9 women. I don't know. I think he's on trial right now. It's like, there's a difference between being evil and just, maybe not 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 connecting totally. I mean, everyone's busy and has things. I mean, nothing is going to be perfect between any person
Yeah,
or anyone, all the time. So yeah,
that's
but
true.
yeah,
Ronnie, I think you're punishing yourself unnecessarily here.
right, yeah,
Okay, we it is human to be wronged, and we will, of course, wrong others. We're not perfect. This is the number one thing. Today, I published an article and I had some points. And because people ask me, why does my loved one not connect with me? And mentioned some points. One of the points I'd like to share with you now here is about unsettled differences. One of the most common concerns I hear is about unresolved feelings. Many people worry that unfinished business may be blocking communication. If this resonates with you, know that it is never in your heart. Express forgiveness or ask for it. These moments of honesty can be deeply healing. Those who have passed often gain a broader understanding. They are no longer burdened by the same limitations they had here in life. In
right,
many cases, they already see things clearly and with compassion. Your willingness to open your heart can help bridge that gap. Continue speaking with your loved one, stay open, and most importantly, be gentle with yourself throughout this process. Let it
right.
go. Let it go, Ronnie. It doesn't matter to her.
I believe in my heart that that it probably does not.
No, I can assure you. I mean, from my experience, I know a lot of people, when they book me for sessions, they tell me, I am concerned, I upset my grandfather or my husband, my wife, my dad, or whoever. And I tell them, look, I'm not getting any feeling here that's negative. On the contrary, I'm getting a feeling where they're super excited to connect with you. They're looking past it.
Right.
It's gone, it's past. They don't hold grudges. We hold grudges here, not there.
Yeah, I think that it's like a human tendency to feel a little bit guilty, for just people. You think maybe you never did enough. I mean, and you hear people say that, people leave in the morning and you don't say I love you, and then they never return. I think it's just like human tendency to
Yeah,
feel
it
that
is.
way.
It is. I would add, be kind to others while you still have a chance, while they're here,
Yeah,
so that you don't fall into that sort of vortex. Be kind to others, but be kind to yourself as well, knowing that you can't be perfect. There's no way on earth you could have fulfilled everything. Just be kind, be yourself, and that's it.
right. Thank you.
Absolutely.
We're here to learn good and bad, so it's all part of it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And
Yeah,
I've had to learn a lot of things here. I've had to learn to say I'm sorry because once upon a time I was very foolish and I found it hard to say I'm sorry. Now I've learned, no, you value. You only evolve when you actually take this on board, your mistakes, and you apologize for them and recognize them. So there's a lot we need to learn here.
right.
Yeah.
This is. So are you a medium? I mean, I just kind of picked up your the information about this meeting today. I'm not totally familiar. Could you just share with me a little about what, I mean, you said your friend's a medium. What exactly? I mean, hearing you're an exorcist. I mean, exactly what is it that you do, if you don't mind me just asking?
I don't mind at all. I am uh, an instrument, a medium.
Okay,
And
you're a medium.
I am
Okay,
a medium, and I've been a medium for as long as far as I can remember. Ever since I was a child, I was experiencing so many things at the physical level
right,
and from the other side. So that is what I do. I do it in service of God and people around me to help them connect with the other side. My mission in life is really to bring people together so that they can find harmony and love and compassion, to find their comfort and peace, bring them to the truth and take away the fear and make them find their faith and peace again.
right,
That is what I do, and
right.
connect them with their loved ones.
Connect. Yeah, that's interesting. I just spoke to a medium a couple of weeks ago. After my mother had passed, I went to a couple that really were not right on, that I think was maybe made too many generalizations, but I was so desperate. I mean, I think I eventually realized that you don't go to a good medium for a private session and get the session in an hour, because obviously they're pretty much in demand. I mean, for people, I guess, like are on this call that want to try and reach out to the other side. But yeah, I just spoke to one a couple, maybe about a week ago, and it was interesting because I had wanted to maybe connect with my mom, which we did, but my father came through and he was talking to me about things. I mean, some things were I could totally relate to. But she had also said to me something about my daughter that was fascinating to me. That was absolutely true. I mean, my relationship with my daughter and my daughter is still living. So I didn't expect that, but yeah, well, thank you for what you do.
Sure,
It's
thank you.
it's an incredible service to people that are just thinking out of the box a little bit.
Um, you know, I think what's incredible about this for me is not the ability, not me, of course. What's incredible is the when I witness the power of the blessed angels, the power of God, and bringing people the healing that they need so much, and I see a transformation in people. Like you see these people who are broken. Generally, when they book me, they are broken. They are in a very bad way, and not always, but in most circumstances. And then they book me again. And this time round, I see a difference. And I see them beaming, smiling. And to me, that is the most incredible thing. It makes me feel like, yes, mission accomplished. I have done my bit, I have done my part. So, this is the most honorable thing that I can think of. I don't deserve this honor, but obviously God chose me for to do whatever I need to do. Um, what's interesting about the situation here is sometimes you might go to the best medium around, and sadly, they might not get the information that you need, or from the
Right.
person specific to you. Like you're hoping to get specifically from your mom, they might not pick it up, or they might not be giving you information that's in depth. But that's quite common. It happens. It happens to me sometimes. In this circumstance, what I do is if I feel I am not picking up correctly, not picking up at all, or if I feel that there's limited information coming through, I know that it's not the right time. So there's nothing to feel embarrassed about. I I inform my client that this is not the right time, and I give them the option. Either you get a full refund, I'm happy with that, or we can reschedule and try another day.
Right.
And sorry, I'm talking too much here, but
No,
uh,
you're not.
thank
No,
you.
this is very interesting to
So
me.
one lady booked me once, and we started, and I got a blank wall. I didn't pick up anything. So I said, I'm sorry, I'm not able to pick up anything. I don't feel anything. She said, okay, we'll reschedule. I said, are you sure? Yes. Do you want a refund? No. We rescheduled. 2 weeks later, I see her again. And again, I'm not picking up. And whatever I picked up was hit and miss, doesn't make sense. And again, I apologize. I said, listen, let me give you your money back. No, let's reschedule. I know it's going to work. I know you're the one that it's going to work through. And I thought, my God, she has more faith in me than me in myself.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So I said, okay, fine, but I feel embarrassed. She said, no, just do your thing. Don't feel pressured. We rebooked 6 times.
Wow.
She was adamant.
Well,
And the last time I said, I prayed to God, I said, make it work because really I'm just feeling very embarrassed here. Because she's waking up at the early hours and and that's when it happened. And what came through was phenomenal. A tornado of information came through. Her lover came through from the other side.
wow, wonderful.
And it was the most beautiful connection. She cried, I cried. Such an emotional situation. And she told me at the end, you see, Garo, I had faith in you. You need to have faith in God as well. And I said,
Yeah.
Right.
rightly put,
Wow.
rightly put. 6 times it took, but we got there in the end.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, she must have had a belief in you or heard about you or whatever. I mean, 6 times.
Yeah. I
That's a
don't
lot
know.
of times.
I
Yeah.
really don't know why she believed so much in me. I think she follows me on Facebook or something. She reads my
Yeah.
articles. Maybe her heart was telling her. I don't know. It was to me most fascinating,
Right.
um, and I loved it. Um, my experience in this field really, I'm privileged to be here because it's made me meet so many wonderful people from all walks of life. I've met from the poorest of the poor to the richest of the rich. I've met people from nationalities all over the world. I've served people who, in my culture, they would call them my enemies, which is absolute bunch of rubbish. They are the most beautiful humans I've met. I've met so many different nationalities and cultures and backgrounds and so forth. Law enforcement, army, doctors, scientists. This has really humbled me in a lot of ways and taught me a lot about myself and taught me a lot about people. So we were planning in 2026 a trip to the States because most of my clients happen to be from America. We were planning to go to the States and also to Canada because
Yay. Ah.
on a social visit, just to visit these lovely people because I've met so many of them.
Right.
But unfortunately, circumstances now dictate that we have to stay put until maybe 2027 when there's an opportunity. And when that happens, then I'm really looking forward to meeting these lovely people in person one day. So
Yeah.
Right.
this is the beauty of what I do. Absolutely, I love it.
That's wonderful. Well, you're like a healer, kind of like a doctor per se in your own way. I mean, dealing with people
Yeah.
is and making people, giving them the joy
Yeah.
is must be a wonderful feeling.
Yeah.
Uh, the process to get to where I was, well, where I am, in fact, took 10 years of therapy. I had to work on myself, clear myself
Wow.
of a lot of things. Everything had to be cleared because you
Right.
can't help people if you can't help yourself first.
Right.
So I had to go through a very deep therapy process, all for this. But in the build up to that, equally parallel to the therapy, I suffered at a personal level in some of the most horrendous ways. And mine was more psychological, emotional, and spiritual. So it wasn't an easy journey to get to where I
Mm,
am. Not easy. But yes, bless your heart. I am a healer. I don't say I am a healer. I'm an instrument of healing for God. So
right.
that's how I see myself.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, you said previously that you had been hurt in the past by spirits. I mean, do you think that that's mainly mostly emotional, or is there physical involved in that?
Oh, emotional, definitely. I've been threatened, so forth. But physical, yes, absolutely. I've I had a physical attack on at least one or two occasions.
Oh my, were they, you actually were injured?
Yes,
Oh my.
I woke up with scratches.
Oh no.
But then that was my path because I ventured into the world of healing as an exorcist. So now
Right,
I was in a new playing field with new players
Mm.
who are not just spirit but entities from God knows what they are. So I had to be up against these creatures, entities, whoever they were. And it was very tough.
yeah, I've heard that that exists out there. I mean, I
Yes.
think everyone doesn't want to be, if you think you're going to talk to your mother or your passed away puppy, you don't want the devil or whoever, whatever this you want to call these entities to walk in. But I have heard about that.
The entities, just for clarification here, the entities or whoever are kept at bay by the blessed angels. They do not encroach on us very easily. They cannot harm us easily unless they know that they have an enemy like myself to pick on.
Right,
There, they use terror to try and deter me. But what happened at the time is, thankfully, I was going through the process of the healing and the therapy and so forth. So I felt more encouraged to do more here. However,
Mhm.
how they can connect with us, how they can come into our lives is by invitation only. So people who dabble in, let's say, witchcraft, black magic, or magic, people who open up themselves in ways that they don't know what the hell they're doing.
right,
That's how you can invite something that's undesirable. One of
right.
my biggest things in life, I am absolutely against the Ouija board.
Um,
Perhaps I've repeated this maybe in other Q&As, but I will keep repeating it so that it really embeds in everybody who's listening here. I beg everybody to stay away from it. I have witnessed people using a Ouija board and they go, "Are you good? Are you bad?" Now, if I'm bad from the other side, am I going
Yeah.
to say, "Hi, I'm actually terrible, Frank. I'm here to
uh,
yeah, I'm beyond bad. I'm going to wreck your life."
uh,
Yeah.
No, no, I'm not going to say that. They're going to come
Yeah.
and say, "No, I'm not bad. I'm good."
Yeah.
So now what? I take them at face value that
Yeah.
whatever it is that's unseen,
Yeah.
unfelt, is now telling me they're good.
Yeah.
Come on now, give me a break. Would you open
right.
your front door and leave it open for so anyone can come in? You won't do that.
Yeah, I'm
So
just going to say, I'm not going to trust the stranger down the road. And why
Uh,
would I trust this thing I've never met before?
Yeah.
exactly,
right,
exactly. So people play with these things and they think that, oh, I'm in control. No, you're not in control. They want you to think you are. They want you to think that you're safe. But eventually, there is the term, I love this term, the rug pull. but it happens when it's a bit too late. Much like a toothache, you go to the dentist and he says, "Oh God, we've got to take away this tooth." So you should not allow these things from the beginning.
Right.
Yeah.
Got it.
Uh, Can I ask a question? You were just saying about Ouija board. I don't believe in playing with a Ouija board either, but using a pendulum, would that be under the same category?
Absolutely.
It is.
Absolutely. This is my opinion. There are some mediums out there who say, "No, no, no, it's okay." Uh, I say, "Okay, you haven't been in my world. You haven't
Right,
seen the people who have come to church seeking my help because they've had attachments or they were being affected, influenced, or being possessed, and so forth. No, there's a grave, grave situation here. They're not toys.
mhm, mhm.
When I'm doing my work for spirit, when I'm doing my work for God, I open up with two prayers. The first prayer is just a general prayer that I've composed myself, which I will be sharing online, by the way. And I ask for permission to serve. I don't just go in gung ho, hey, I'm the
Yeah,
medium. No, no, no. I ask for permission, number one. Number two, I go with the Lord's Prayer, the second bit. Now, the first bit is my prayer, then the Lord's Prayer. Then I take a breath and I feel myself. I feel that it's me, I'm present. And then, if I could, I might get the feeling of the beautiful energy from the blessed angels around me. I feel that my helpers are there, my communicator is there, and I open up. So there's a procedure.
Right.
I follow a procedure. When I
right,
know I am protected, when I know that my people are being protected as well.
right.
Otherwise, there's no way on earth I would engage in any of this.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
Uh, when you Garo, are you talking about angels? I had an experience where I had a vision, and this angel, I didn't know what it was, but it was an orb that came to me, and the closer it got, being Catholic, I'm not a practicing Catholic, but I'm trying to be a good person. Um, I was thinking, this is Mother Mary. Well, this thing was coming towards me. I didn't know the sex, male or female, but it felt feminine to me. And next thing that I know everything in the world. It came to me. I took off. All of a sudden, I felt like I was part of the universe, all together, melded in with everything, looking at the world, going, the world is perfect. The world is the way it should be. This is what I perceived, what I got out of this message. Um, it came under duress because my best friend's mother committed suicide. I had a lot of things going on at the time. And when I had this vision, I thought, wow, this is really crazy. So I went to a psychic, a lady from England. We're in Canada here, and I asked her that, and she says, "Oh no, I could pick up on it that you had an archangel come to you, which is doesn't happen every day." And I'm
Mm.
going, wow, it felt awful powerful coming and let me know that the way life is, but that feeling of knowing everything, I had no questions, no nothing. Everything was answered in my mind. I thought, this is incredible. I mean, there's powers out there, God, the angels that work for him, his messengers. I mean, it's mind blowing. I find it so incredible. I mean, it's something.
Right. What an experience that must have been.
Oh, it was. I'll never
Oh,
forget it.
Mom.
Never forget it.
Mm.
That's
Yeah.
probably the reason why it took place for you never to forget it. The
I tell people this story and I don't know if that's my mission. I got to tell people this that not to convince people, but just tell them what happened.
Unfortunately, you were given everything, but at the same time, it was taken away. You don't remember everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's a very profound and a very spiritual and a human experience.
It
You,
is.
you sort of have had a taste of what's on the other side to give you
Yes.
that peace.
Oh,
Okay,
incredible.
so retain that, Bill, because they obviously are appreciating something special in you, something that's worth appreciating. Probably it's
Oh,
your heart, your faith, probably it's your constitution. Maybe it was the way you felt about the lady who committed suicide. Who knows? But they
yeah,
see beyond what we see. Incidentally,
yeah.
they see more about us. They know more
Us
about us than we know about ourselves.
ourselves,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
So that was a beautiful experience to give you the
It
peace you deserve.
it was beautiful. It was beautiful.
Yeah. Wonderful.
Hmm.
Yeah. I feel inadequate with all these experiences my brother had. Yeah, yeah. He gets almost jealous.
Um, it's quite remarkable how beautiful it is on the other side. I attended to a very deep healing session to a young man who had brain damage from a very severe car accident. There was no hope, and praise the Lord, he 2 months later of intensive healing, day in, day out, day in, day out. I kept visiting him in the hospital. 2 months later, this young man came out of bed. He was fully, well, not fully recovered, but I would say about 70%. But he
Mhm,
certainly didn't go into a coma like they said. He wasn't a cabbage like they said he would end up, and so forth. Bless him.
mhm, mhm.
When it was over, because I just went on my last visit to him, I felt I felt it's not happening anymore. I didn't feel like I'm going into that zone. I didn't
Uh-huh.
feel anything different, nor the vibration. So I knew it's come to an end. So I walked out of the hospital and I went to the nearest park and I sat against a tree and I became very emotional because for 2 months, day in, day out, I was seeing this boy, I was being with his family, we connected. He saw me
Mhm.
as his father. He saw me as his big brother. So we connected. He was very young. And so I felt, you know, I felt very sad inside. I thought, I wish this hadn't come to an end. So, and then suddenly I felt my communicator from the other side. And he said something that's private. But then I asked him, I said, may I please just see a glimpse of what it's like on the other side? Can you please show me? And he said, no. And I said, why? He said, because you will never want to come back.
Wow.
Is
Yeah, I
that,
believe that.
yeah, is that amazing and wonderful?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
wow.
Yes. And I guess that's the fine edge where you walk, where if you have these near-death experiences, whatnot, that people have, and they say how beautiful it was,
It is.
that the scary thing is that some people will, that are not having a great time in life, decide, well, if it's so beautiful, I'm not going to stay here anymore and take their life.
Yes, there is that side, sadly.
Yeah.
Every to each his own. Everybody
Yeah.
had their own path to choose.
Yeah.
However, I reiterated this story before and I brought it up today because, especially in the dark times that we lived through now, with
Yeah.
everything that's happening in the world, for people to be reminded that the beauty and the power of God is phenomenal and it can't be described or contained. Whatever we're seeing here is orchestrated by a bunch of clowns. It will be over. It
Yeah.
will come
Yep.
to an
Yeah.
end. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
Beyond this
Hopefully.
is something that's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Have you
I
heard
think.
of a book by an author? I believe his name is Dan Brown. It's called The Secret of Secrets.
Not, I haven't. Have you guys?
Right. Yeah.
No. No.
I mean, when I started like messages from heaven, um, can you recommend more interesting content? I mean, do you have a book? Can you recommend people to just kind of
Ronnie,
share their experiences?
This is a very delicate question. The problem is that there are many books out there, but how do we know what is real? How do we
Right.
know that the book was written not for profit only? Because
Yeah.
there's so much rubbish out there, people making up stuff just to sell. So that's why I don't read these books. I don't read books.
Okay.
I was fascinated when I was younger, emerging into this world, but now I never read about them. I've got here, somebody gifted me like 7 books they come from Brazil about mediumship and blah, blah. I haven't even opened them.
Right.
I'd rather go with my feeling, with my heart, and that's it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Well, you are kind of like our book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably I am a book, yes.
You're a book. Yeah. Yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you for all this information.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Thank you. Well, guys, I believe we are now coming to an end. I am very sorry to have bored you to death, talked a bit too much. I tell you what, I love each
No.
and every one of you here. Thank you for joining me, making the time to join us here today. And I hope we will see each other again in future Q&As.
Yes, for
Yeah.
sure.
Thank
Yes.
you so much.
Yes,
Thank you,
thank you very
Garo.
much. And
It's been
if you,
wonderful.
It was wonderful.
it was
Yeah, it
great.
was.
And if you ever find yourself in Vancouver, Garo, our doors are open to you.
You're
Yeah.
very kind. Thank you. I will be. It is
Perfect.
actually on my checklist, but
Excellent.
we want to wait for better times and then we
Yes,
Right.
will come over. Okay?
yes, and we will
Right.
be probably going to England in the next year or so. So hopefully we can hook up somewhere.
Frank, please get in touch with me. It'll be lovely to meet up, even for a coffee.
Yes, for sure.
Okay? Give my love to Natalie as well.
I will. I will.
Okay? You guys take care of yourselves. Love
You
you.
too.
God bless you
Thank
and protect
you.
you.
You
Thank
too.
you
God
so
bless you
much.
too.
All
Bye-bye.
the best, everyone.
God
Yeah.
bless.